you date somebody, what men want is different than what women want.
I married at 18, divorced at 19.
Did you get married to stay together?
No, I got married so that I can make more money.
Oh, there you have it. Either way.
In the dating world, a lot of time, how much money a woman get isn't primary.
Should he make a certain amount of money?
Over 100K. Let's just say either at 100K or a little bit over it. And I hate to say this, but I will talk down on a man that make less than me. I choose not to lower that. I want somebody to make over than I make, so it won't be no arguments and there won't be no jealousy.
You had a baby by a man that didn't make 100K, but now you want a man that makes 100K or more to raise that child with you. They're gonna say that.
Yeah, I understand. But when you have a kid, you do raise the bar. And unfortunately, and it's just that. You raise the bar. I know where I am in my career. I know what I make. So it is what it is. If you don't make that, it's totally okay. You don't have to reach out to me. It's somebody else for you, not me.
Right. With men, if you got a lot of money, you basically fuck almost everybody you want to. Right.
Okay, so like, what's your type in a dude?
Loyal, rich.
So they have to be rich.
At least as much money as I have. We were literally just having this conversation.
What's the minimum number, like, yearly he got to be able to bring in?
Okay, like, hopefully, like, at least, like, 5 million.
A year?
A year.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, and not to seem shallow, but, you know, you guys probably wouldn't date an ugly girl, right?
Wait, they got it. So he's got to make $5 million a year. How much is that a month?
I don't know.
So
I just
like $400K a month?
About 4 5.
That's just real talk, what I've seen. I've had sex with women, and once they found out they couldn't work me like they wanted to work me, they get away from me. And I expect that.
So now what do you want?
I don't want. I said 65K or better. Yeah, that gave me people that work at McDonald's and Checkers, and yeah, that's not what I want. I want a sugar daddy. Like, I would like for him not to want sex if he's only giving $1,000 a month.
So $1,000 for no sex. Are you gonna sleep with anybody while he's giving you $1,000?
No.
But I start off with nice things. I love buying Coach purses from Marshalls and TJ Maxx. It is such a thrill to watch them get this purse that was the 2 years ago and get a new tag on it. The tag don't say
the purse with no zipper
Gucci no more. It say Marshall's Gucci.
If he's my man, honey, if I have a job, I'm quitting my job. If he's my man, I do not have a job. My job is to be available.
You won't have a man. You got a trick, a sugar daddy, an ATM with. That's what you have. That is what the black family and black love is amounted to. Transactional dating. I don't want to bring anything to this house but some cat and some beauty. The fact of the matter is that you're not willing to build with the man. It's crazy. Can we prosper? Can we get the generational wealth? Can we work together to run this bag up? Oh no, you just want to sit your pretty ass, and it is pretty, down on your ass all day. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end up leaving your ass for a halfway ugly with motherfucking work ethic.
But the point I'm trying to make, women want men who have a lot of money. Women want men who tall, dark, handsome. I don't know. I'm just saying the prerequisite for women. With men, what's the main prerequisite?
Cooperation.
Cooperation. Peace.
Peace is man, that is the one right there.
Peace.
Mm-hmm. Especially for an entertainer.
I mean, like, even if you a man who work on a garbage truck, you don't want to come home to talking crazy to you about you was out too late or you was whatever.
Let's be real for a second. I know I'm your dream girl. I know I have all the pegs that belong in your cogs or whatever. I know that. I'm beautiful, ambitious, smart. If I was gonna be a bird, I would be a bald eagle and not a motherfucking pigeon. A majestic bald eagle. You gotta bring me some squirrels. You cannot bring me no mother nuts and seeds. That is not gonna work. So I am starving for big energy. Starving for the BDE. I am, okay? Because it's very rare. Every guy thinks he's dominant, he's got it, he does not have it.
Like one guy was like, all she gotta do is be able to cook pancakes.
Right, well, you know, and he probably meant that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that sounds good, right? To walk away, and it sounds decent.
A lot of you women aren't in the 1 percentile, just like a lot of you men aren't in the 1 percentile. A lot of you don't even make anything close to 6 figures a year.
So you don't even date.
Let's go. Get the out of here.
You
Could you imagine somebody telling you? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Hold on. Could you imagine somebody telling you that you don't deserve love, that you don't deserve to be dating if you don't make a certain amount?
And listen up. This is the delusion that the modern woman has espoused for years, thinking that they are paramount to a runway model when they are far below average, when they have far below average tendencies, far below average work ethic, far below average physicality, far below average attitudes. But they have the nerve to look you dead in the eye and tell you if you're not far above average, then don't date. Well, ma'am, the only thing that's above average for half of these harlots is their spending habits, their debt accumulation, and their absolute delusional reality that they live in. Delusion on level 5,000, Super Saiyan delusion. Luke, I am your father delusion. World record, box office, Infinity War delusion.
See, this is the problem. If a man comes up to you and he's expecting you to bring the tools, he's expecting you to bring the money, and he's expecting you to go half at the table, walk away.
Oh, what an entangled web she weave, always trying to obtain, no attempt to achieve. And these are the type of ladies that when you see them, run for the hills. Stop, drop, and roll, duck and cover, do whatever you can to get away from them, because she believes that she's found a secret to wealth, and the secret is your pockets. She is paramount to an OnlyHam star, and she's gonna hustle that hustle box, that hustle wallet between her legs. She's gonna hustle everything that the Lord gave her instead of trying to build her character.
This is the reason why so many career-driven women have problems in the dating world. A lot of these women aren't staying in their physical lane or their mental lane when it comes to the men, because now you want these men that make all this here money and do all of these here things for you, which is a very small percentage of men. If you say I want a man that make $100,000, you eliminated 85% of all men. That leaves you 15%. Half of that 15% is married. 7.5%. Half of them gay. Or live an alternative lifestyle. Take that down to 3.5%, 4% that you got to choose from. Then you want him over 6 feet, 2%. He can't be obese, 1%. You don't like Sagittarius, Leos, or Cancers. Well, now you at 0.5% of a man that you got to look for. You got to find him, and then he got to like you back.
Absolutely nobody is telling you not to have standards, not to have things that you are looking for. But everybody has to face reality. You have to face accountability. You have to look in the mirror and say, do my standards match up with my physicality? A lot of you ladies lie to each other and say everybody's beautiful, but the truth is some of you are average. Some of you are below average, and all of you can obtain a relationship. But looking for the top 1% when you are the bottom quartile of looks, the bottom quartile of attitude, the bottom quartile of everything that a man is looking for, not a woman, but a man is looking for, is a paramount to delusion.
I don't think anybody's wrong for having a financial standard. First of all, let me say that. Your standards are your standards. I think things can begin to get unrealistic, though, for what people actually think is out there and available for them. You'll see multiple people want a man that's able to support a household on his own. Okay, well, let's think about what it actually costs to support a household on your own. And then think about how many people, not just men, think about how many people make that much money. It's probably wrong that you think every man that you come across is supposed to make that. And it's definitely wrong if you think a man is not a man because he don't make that. Most Americans don't make that. You know what I'm saying? Chances are you don't make that.
Polite savages.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Ladies and gentlemen of Polite Savages, the love of money, the lust of material things has bled so deeply into the dating market that it's everywhere, saturated. A man's worth is now based solely on what he can provide monetarily and not his integrity. As always, we can only guarantee to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. And sometimes the truth is a bitter pill, but you gotta shut up and take your medicine. So there's nothing left to do but get on up into it. Are you ready? Let's go.
Finances is the number one issue in all relationships. It's like statistically proven, right? People divorce, people break up because of finances. It's always a touchy subject. Because money is so tied to emotions anyways, so it's going to be the number one subject. Falling in love with potential is the same as falling in love with lies. Like, I'm the kind of person, and a lot of women are, we want to see the proof in the pudding. Like, we can't go behind someone. We can't expect someone to be a masculine man, a leader, if he's not showing anything for us to follow.
You notice how this lady conflates masculinity with money. But this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You see the dude who's on the come up, working himself. He's broke right now, but he's rich in the future. You missed that train, trying to chase the athlete, the superstar, the six-figure man, the $6 million man. They're out here looking for Steve Austin. He can leap tall buildings in a single bound, Superman. And one thing they're never going to do is date potential. They don't want the potential for anything. They only want the potential that you have to put money in their pocket. Because ladies understand one thing, if $50,000 is average, no matter how she looks, she can look like she got hit with a ton of bricks. She can look like she fell off the ugly tree and hit every branch. She can look like Michael Blackston's twin sister. She can look like Forrest Gump's little twin sister, Shelley Gump. That $50,000 settling for means they're average, and Lord knows they can't admit that they're average.
You're an average woman. Why should you not get?
I would be settling.
Why would you be settling and he would? So what would he be doing?
He don't got no money. So if he don't have no money,
You ain't fine enough for no money.
I'm not fine enough for money.
You don't get money. You get second shift at the plant. That's not settling. That's getting what you can afford to buy on the sexual marketplace.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated.
Ouch!
You can't get one.
See, this feminist jargon has told women that they are absolutely equal to men in every way, but the same jargon tells men that they cannot talk to women the exact same way that women talk to men. If a man talks to a woman harshly and tells her the vital truth, like Kevin Samuels did this lady, you cannot get a high value man, she'll turn around, break down, get upset, and call you all types of toxic men, toxic masculinity. Oh, you're a misogynist, something of that nature. But the lady in the first clip, what did she say? I don't date potential. You gotta have that money. You gotta have this or that because it's tied to my emotion. Not thinking what the man is gonna say about this because it has nothing to do with how you feel, only how they feel. You see, society has molded it today that men are supposed to shut up, be stoic, and take the weight. Then the women ask a stupid question like, why don't you open up your emotions to me? Damn.
Thank you for listening to the Tip Network. Follow us on all social medias. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.
We found true happiness